Hello everybody. So by looking at the video which I have put in the introduction, you might have realized what is the importance of singleton design. Singleton design is required for which circumstances? When there is a need of creating only one class, when there is a need of performing a global task, then we go for creating singleton class or going to follow the singleton design pattern. It is also going to help us in performance in the sense we will get least use of memory, and as well as since we are going to create only one object of the class in place of creating multiple objects, we will use less memory also. The time and memory both will be saved when we are going for singleton design pattern, and in Java we can go for using it by creating a singleton class. So the runtime whichever you are using, that is Java runtime or Spring runtime or any runtime environment wherever we are putting our application, there the object will be only one. That singleton class which you are going to create, there will be only one object, and that object is going to be injected into the different part of the application, because one application may have n number of classes, interfaces or different components, controllers, services, lot of different parts of the class we can have. So we will use only one object of the singleton class. There are different types of singleton model. We go for using very simple one, that is for that's what you can say: eager initialization, lazy initialization, thread safe, double checked. Enum also can be singleton designed. So there are different types of design we can find for singleton model. We can create the class accordingly so that it will follow any of this singleton model. Finally, we are going to use this singleton design pattern in our Spring application. So in Spring application I have given some examples of different parts which are singleton: a component, a service, one repository. All these are going to be injected into the different parts of the Spring application. These are called as dependency injection. So that is going to be the Spring Boot application. We will come back to that point in the later videos, but today we are going to have a simple example of a singleton class. Over here I have already written a class, or first of all I have created a project which is a ordinary project, means it's not a web project, it's not a Spring Boot project, it's nothing, it's simply it's a Java project. I have gone for creating file, new, then Java project. You name anything. I have named it as singleton demo, and inside it I have default package, and in the default package I have created this printer class, and the printer.java contains this printer class. This is the public class. It's a very ordinary class. It doesn't have anything special. If you are expecting singleton means we will be using some special keyword or something like that, nothing is there. Whatever we know in Java, how to create a class, how to create an object, that's only we are going to use over here. But a trick we will follow which will make our class instantiated only once, or the class whichever we are going to create as the singleton class, that class will have only one object. So here this printer class has the main function, and in the main function I have used a class called as driver. So printer uses driver. So driver class, you can see I have not created the object of the driver class by using new operator or new keyword, or and as well as I have not called the constructor of the class, because if you allow the constructor to be called from outside of the class, then multiple objects also can be possible. So we want to suppress the feature of creating multiple instance of the class. So that is why we have created this driver class with a very basic constructor. That's what default constructor we have created, and we have made it explicitly private. So nature of private means the private member of a class cannot be available to the external part of the class. Means this member of the driver class, which is a constructor, that is going to remain inside this class only. It cannot be used outside of the class. That is the use of private access specifier. And inside this driver class I have created a static member variable, and this static member variable is being initialized whenever this class is getting loaded, because the class has the member variable initialized at the same place wherever it has been declared. So driver is a class name, we have made it private again, we have made it static, we have used the class name as driver, then this is the object name d small, and here is the instantiation. This is called as the very basic singleton implementation, that is what eager initialization. So eager initialization is going to happen at the time of class loading. So here, even if we don't use this class, the object of this class is going to be created whenever this program will go to the runtime environment. And if we will go back to this main method, we have gone for calling the get instance method. Get instance is not a predefined method. We have defined over here, it is a static method because it is going to access the static member of this class. So static method can access the static member. So driver is a static member and get instance also a static method. So it returns what? It returns object of the driver class itself. The driver class object which is created over here, that object is getting returned from this get instance method. And finally here is a method I have defined, which is an ordinary method again, which is going to print a string or accept a string as an argument, and that string is going to be printed with the help of the sysout, and it will print converting data to print, and whatever it will accept as the argument, that will be printed in the output screen. So here you can already see the output because I have already run it once. I have created two objects of this class, or in fact sorry, I have not created two objects of the class. I have gone for calling the get instance method twice, here in this line and as well as in the third line of the main class or main method. So first dr is the object which is the object of driver class, and upon the dr object here the get convert data, this method is getting called and it is passing a as the argument. And the second time I am creating a reference to this driver again, but here it is not going to create a second instance of the driver class. Again it is going to get the same instance which has been initialized inside this driver class. So both the lines, this line and this line, both the lines are using same object of the driver class. Only difference is the method calling. This convert data method is accepting a as the argument, and second one accepting b as the argument. So when I run the program, you can right click over here, run as Java application. So this is what is the output, converting data to print A, converting data to print B. So this is a very simple example of singleton singleton model, and I have created a class which is a singleton class by using eager initialization. So later on the discussion will go on regarding this singleton design pattern. We will look at the other type of singleton model, and as well as we will implement it with the help of Spring project. Thanks for watching.